Today's video is going to be going over rounding to 100. So I'll give the meaning and some examples. So let's go ahead and take a look at that now. So I got a couple of definitions here before we get into the video. The first word is round, which is increase or decrease a number to the nearest digit. And that could be tens, hundreds, and so on. So for the example I got here, I have 140 rounds to 100. And I've got 160 that rounds to 200. The other word I have is nearest, which is closest to. And the meaning for that is out of the numbers 7, 8, and 9, 9 is the nearest to 10. Okay, and these two words are going to be important because you're going to see them quite a bit. So looking at this number line here, what number is in the middle? So we've got 100 here and we got 200 here. So which number is in the middle? What's the number? Right, it's 150 here, okay? When you round to the nearest 100, numbers between 101 to 149 round down to 100. So looking at this yellow line here, all these numbers will round down to 100. When you round to the nearest 100, numbers between 150 to 199 round up to 200. So if you look at the red line here, all these numbers will round up to 200. What does 649 round to? Yes, it rounds to 600. And again, 649 rounds to 600 because numbers with less than 5 or 4 or less in the tens place round down to the nearest 100. Okay, so for 649 here, the 4 is in the tens place, and following the definition here, it's 4 or less, so it rounds down to 600. What does 462 round to? Yep, 500, and the same principles apply. 462 rounds to 500 because numbers with more than 5, 5 or more, in the tens place round up to the nearest 100. Okay, so again, we've got the 6 in the tens place here, and because it's more than 5 or 5 or more, it's going to round up to 500. So let's do a few practice problems now. And for these four, we're going to round each number to the nearest 100. So for number 1, 709 rounds to what? Yep, that's 700. How about number 2? 578 rounds to what? Yes, 600. What about number 3? 351 rounds to what? 400. And the last one here, number 4, 949 rounds to what? Yes, 900. So for this activity, we're going to draw an arrow to match each number to the nearest 100. So looking at number 1 here, what does 725 round to? That's right, it rounds to 700. What about number 2? What does 292 round to? That is correct. It rounds to 300. What about number 3? What does that round to? That's right, 624 rounds to 600. And for number 4, what does 146 round to? It rounds to 100. So for the bonus activity, I just want you to round each number to the nearest 100 here. Okay, so I got 6 more examples, and just do the same thing. Just round each number here to the nearest 100. So I just wanted to do some extra practice on rounding to 100, going over a couple of examples, and then just give you something that you can check out for yourself. Okay, so that'll do it for today's video. And as always, thank you so much for spending part of your day here with me. I look forward to seeing you for my next video.